Hello 7th class, welcome back. I wish you all a very good morning. So in our last class, that is in 6th class, we discussed about basic elementary shapes and understanding those. In those we talked about polygons, and in polygons we talked about triangles and quadrilateral. In today's class we are going to talk about more about triangles and the properties of triangle. But first we are going to recap a bit that we learned in 6th class. First, what is a triangle? Triangle is a simple closed curve. It is a simple closed curve made up of three line segments. In the definition of triangle, we have three things that we should focus on. First is simple, second is closed curve, and third is made up of three line segments, three parts. Now, if you remember, your simple curve is that curve which does not cross itself, which does not cut itself. So, if you are having curves like this, these are simple curves. These are simple curves because they are not crossing themselves. And if we are going to talk about this, or you can say like this, they are crossing itself. This curve is crossing here, this curve is crossing here and here and here. So if they are crossing, they are not simple, these are not simple, and these are simple curves. Okay, simple is clear to us. Now what is closed curve? Closed curve means which does not have any end point. Which does not have any end point. I have drawn few figures. Now in these two figures, this and this, they are having end points. It is having this and this one is having this and end points. But in these two figures, three figures, this and this, we are going in a loop. There is no end points. So this one is this one, this one, this one and this one. They are closed curves, and if they are going to have end points, they are going to be called open curves. So simple is clear to us, closed curve is clear to us. Now made up of line segment. Line segment, you remember that it is a part of line but with fixed end segments, or you can also say line segment. If you remember the definition, it was the smallest joint, shortest joint, not smallest, shortest joint of 2 points. If you want to know what is a line segment, and the proper definition is, it is the shortest joint of 2 points. Suppose you have having 2 points, one A and B. So you can join them by like this also, you can join them like this also, and like this also, and you have many ways. But the shortest joint will be like this, okay? And this shortest joint, this one is going to be called a line segment. So this one will be called a line segment, shortest joint of 2 points. So we are clear about all the terms in the definition and definition also. This one is simple, it is closed, and it is made up of 3 line segments. Now next we will talk about elements of a triangle. Now these 3 line segments, this and this, these are known as sides of a triangle. Okay, so it has 3 sides, and if I am going to name it A, B, C, the sides will be called AB, because it is a line segment I will put bar over it, BC, and CA. Okay, it has 3 sides, but elements maybe have 6 elements. Okay, the elements are 6 elements of a triangle, 3 sides and 3 angles. Angles, this one and this one, it will be angle A, angle B and angle 6. So the 6 elements of a triangle are going to be 6 sides and 6 angles like this. Next we are going to talk about median of a triangle. Median of a triangle is line segment. It is a line segment joining. It is a line segment joining the vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of opposite side. Okay, a line segment joining the vertex of triangle. Now what is a vertex in a triangle? These meeting points of two sides. Vertex is meeting point of two sides of a triangle. So sometimes I am going to write triangle and sometimes I am just going to make the triangle sign, and it will mean that we are going to talk about triangle. So these are two sides and they are joining here. This one is vertex, this one is vertex and this one is vertex. So there are how many vertices? 3 vertices. Plural of vertices, and 3 vertices are going to be point A, point B and point C. Point A, point B and point C. These are vertices. So a line segment joining the vertex of triangle. Suppose we are talking about C vertex. Joining a vertex of the triangle, we have to join this point where to the midpoint of this of the opposite side. Okay, opposite side to it is going to be this one. This is opposite side. Okay, and what is the midpoint of it? You can find out using your ruler. Suppose this one is midpoint, and it is P. If P is midpoint, this line segment AP is going to be equal to PB. If AP is equal to PB, we are going to put bars like this. Okay, 2 bars here, 2 bars here. It means this side is equal to this side. If we are going to join C and P, this CP is a median. This line segment will be a median. Now I joined this to this point and I got CP. What will happen if I join vertex A to the midpoint of BC? Because opposite side to A is going to be BC. So opposite midpoint I will find out. Suppose this point is Q, and because CQ is going to be equal, midpoint means this side and this side are equal. So I will put one line here, one line here. It means that CQ is equal to QB, and I'll join A and Q. Now AQ is also a median. Next, what will happen that if I join B to the midpoint of CA? CA का midpoint suppose it is R, point R. If R is midpoint of this, it means CR is going to be equal to RA. It means 3 lines here, 3 lines here. These 3 lines means this part is equal to this part. Now if I join R and B, it is going to be BR. Now BR is also a median. So you can see that there were 3 vertices. It means and 3 sides means they are going to be having 3 medians. So you can write that there are 3 medians in a triangle. There are 3 medians in a triangle. And what is a median? It is a line segment joining the vertex of a triangle to the midpoint of opposite side. Okay. Now next we are going to talk about altitude of a triangle. I am going to rub all these. Altitude of a triangle. Now you have heard this term altitude before also. Altitude of any mountain. Okay. So this altitude means height. This is in regard of height. So we want to know the height of triangle. Suppose you have a triangle like this. Okay. I am going to make triangle like this. And this is your PQR. I named it PQR. Now I want to know what is an altitude. What is the height of triangle? So what is the height of triangle? You put this side on some plane. Okay, plane surface. You put that on plane surface, and the height from plane surface to the point R is going to be the height of this triangle. In other words, if you draw a perpendicular from point R, if you are drawing a perpendicular from R to the opposite side, that is PQ, if you are drawing a perpendicular here, perpendicular, okay, and suppose this point is A, okay, so this RA is going to be called altitude of the triangle. Now I am going to write the definition here. So altitude is the line segment from a vertex of the triangle to the opposite side of the vertex is called an altitude of the triangle, of that triangle. Okay. Now one thing is missing here. We missed perpendicular. This line segment, we can join this arc anywhere on this line, on this opposite side. But where we are joining, where it is making an angle of 90 degree, that is perpendicular. So we will write the perpendicular line segment. The perpendicular. The perpendicular line segment from a vertex to the opposite side of the vertex. This vertex का opposite side will be PQ. So it is going to be called as altitude of triangle. So RA is an altitude. RA is an altitude of triangle PQR, and it is from which vertex? From vertex R. RA is altitude of triangle PQR from vertex R. So suppose you have to draw, this is R of P. Suppose now you want to draw an altitude from vertex P. So So what you will do, you will draw a perpendicular line from P point to RQ. So it is going to be like this, and it is going to make 90-degree angle here. Suppose this is point P. So PP is going to be your altitude. Now you can also draw an altitude from vertex Q, and it will be like this, and it like this, and this is point C. So RA, PB and QC are altitudes of triangle PQR. There are 3 altitudes in a triangle. So you can write there are 3 altitudes in a triangle. In every triangle there are going to be three altitudes, and medians also, there were 3 medians. Now see that meeting point of altitude is inside the triangle, or you can say is in the interior of triangle. Now think about this. This is your activity. Then make a obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle triangle is that triangle in which one angle is obtuse. Okay, and try to draw the altitudes in that. Try to draw all the 3 altitudes and see where is the meeting point of all the 3 altitudes. We can discuss that in class. So we have done median and altitude of a triangle. Next we are going to talk about exterior angle. Exterior angle. Now when we talked about elements of triangle, we said that there are 3 angles in a triangle, and when we were saying 3 angles, we were talking about, when we were saying there are 3 angles, we were talking about interior angles. So this one, angle A, angle B, angle C are interior angles. Okay, are interior angles. These angles are considered interior angles, and these angles are considered as the elements of the triangle. Now we have a new term, that is exterior angle. So we know that they are going to be have in the exterior of the triangle. So how will you make it? So what you will do, you will extend this side. So suppose you extended this AB side like this, AP ray. Now the angle formed here. Okay, angle is formed here. So this angle which is formed by the triangle, it will be exterior angle. And what will be the name of this angle? Angle name will be CBP. This is exterior angle. So now if we write this angle as angle B, this is also on point B, they are going to have some ambiguity. So rather than writing these angles as angle A, angle B, angle C, now we are going to write them as angle BAC, angle ABC, and angle ABCA. Okay, so there is no ambiguity. These are interior angle triangle. This is exterior angle triangle. Now, how many exterior angles are going to be? There are going to be 6 exterior angles in fact. But that we will discuss later on. But before that, we are going to talk about this angle. This angle, which is angle ABC, this is adjacent to this angle. We have talked about adjacent angle in our previous classes. Angle ABC and adjacent angles means they have same vertex, they have common arm, and the non-common arms lie on the opposite side of common arm. So this angle and this angle ABC is Angle ABC and angle CBP are adjacent to each other. Adjacent to each other. So what about this angle and this angle, and what is the relationship of these angles with this exterior angle? Angle BAC, this angle, and this angle ACB, these are opposite. We talked in 6th class that whatever is not adjacent is going to be opposite. So these angles are going to be opposite to angle CBP. So if we have an exterior angle, we can tell the adjacent angle to it and the opposite angle to it. Okay. So now we are going to make another exterior angle, and we are going to write our exterior angles here. So we drew CBP. Now I am going to rub it. And rather than extend at this point only, rather than extending AB here, I am going to extend my CB here. Okay, this point is B. So angle is formed here. This angle AB, suppose this is Q. ABQ. This ABQ is exterior angle, and this angle is adjacent to it, and these angles will be opposite angles to this exterior angle. Next at point A. Suppose at point A I want to extend the side. If I am going to extend this side AB, this angle will form and it will be suppose PQR. Okay, R. So this angle will be CAR. Okay, CAR. This one. Remember that. And if I am going to extend this side, then the angle that is formed here is going to be, suppose this is S. This angle BAS is exterior. This angle will be adjacent to it. This and this angle are going to be opposite to this angle. So on every vertex, we can form two exterior angles. Implies 6 exterior angles in total. For it in any triangle. Similarly, you can see extend this side BC like this, and this angle formed will be exterior angle. Suppose this is T point and it will be ACT, and if you draw AC here, this angle formed which is U. Okay, your angle BCU, it is going to be exterior angle. So on every vertex, because vertex is a meeting point of two sides, on every vertex we can draw two exterior angles, this one and this one. Okay, for every vertex we can do that. These were exterior angles. Now we have exterior angle property. And what is exterior angle property? It says that in every triangle, this is PQR and suppose this is point S. You can draw any exterior angle. I am going to draw this one. So in any triangle, exterior angle, this is going to be equal to sum of the opposite angles of the triangle. I am going to repeat again. The exterior angle is going to be equal to, in measure, the measure of exterior angle is going to be equal to the sum of measure of opposite angles of the triangle. So we will write that the measure of any exterior angle of the triangle is equal to the sum of measures of its of the interior opposite angles. The measure of any exterior angle is equal to, in a triangle, the measure of any exterior angle of, okay, what I am doing, this is triangle, of a triangle. The measure of any exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of measures of the interior opposite angle. So this angle, suppose this is angle 1, 2 and 3. So this is angle 1 is going to be equal to angle 2 plus 3. And if you want to write in letters, it is going to be PRS is equal to PQR plus QPR. Okay, this is this. We are going to do the proof of this also, how they are equal. For that, what we will do, we will do the complete proof when we are going to do the exercise, but here we are going to see how it will work out. So what we will do, we will draw a parallel line from this, which was R point. We will draw a parallel line to PQ like this. We will do construction and we will draw a line, this is T, and which is parallel to PQ is parallel to RT, which is by construction. We constructed this line. Okay. Now, if this line is parallel to this, then you know that this angle is going to be equal to this. Suppose this angle is 1, this angle is 2, this angle is 3 and this angle is 4. So angle 2 is going to, so angle 2 is going to be 3. Why? Because alternate interior angles are equal if lines are parallel and they are joined by a transversal. 2 is going to be equal to 3. Now, suppose this angle is angle number 5. Now, angle 1 plus 2 plus 5 is going to be 180 because sum of angles of a triangle is 180, and also angle 3 plus 4 plus 5 is going to be 180 because they are adjacent and they are supplementary. Okay, this is equal to angle 3 plus 4 plus 5. Now, this is equal to 180, this is equal to 180, it means they are going to be equal to each other also. Now we can cut angle 5 and 5. So angle 1 plus 2 is equal to angle 3 plus 4. What is your angle 3 plus 4? It is your angle, exterior angle, which is PRS, and angle 1 and 2 are your PQR and your QPR. So your exterior angle is equal to the sum of interior opposite angles. So in detail we are going to do this proof later on. So this was just to check that how they are going to be equal. Next that we are going to do is this, we are doing introduction part. We will start with exercise 1 in next class. Okay. So next is we have types of triangle. Angle sum property, we all know angle sum property is which we used here. It is sum of measures of angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. Okay. It is true for every triangle, whether it is right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, or isosceles, scalene, equilateral. It is true for every kind of triangle. If you are going to add up the measure of angles, they are going to be equal to 180. Next is, what are isosceles triangle? What is equilateral triangle? And what is scalene triangle? Scalene triangle, isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle. Scalene triangle is that in which all sides are different. All sides are of different length, or you can say all sides are of different measure. Isosceles triangle is that in which two sides are equal. It doesn't matter which one, but two sides are equal in measure, in length, or you can say, or in measure. Equilateral triangle is that in which all sides are equal in length. So this isosceles, equilateral and scalene, these are three types of triangle based on the measure of length. So with this we are going to end the introduction of this chapter, and the class also, in tomorrow's class we are going to start with 6.1. Have a nice day.